when is the next test? Tomorrow, Pakistan, Bangladesh.
Pakistan, Bangladesh.
And Shaheen Shah Afridi has been dropped or rested?
कह रहे हैं rested because he's gone back home for the birth of his son.
I thought son was already.
But he didn't get time to.
So he's gone to spend time.
So rested for this game, not dropped. That's the official communique.
No, but now he wants to go and spend time. He could have gone in the first test also.
But
Exactly.
बीच में हुआ ना.
Suddenly second test.
No, second test because they were anyway looking at making a change in the bowling lineup. They didn't want to go with 4 out and out pacers. They wanted to introduce a spinner. Abrar comes in.
So then dropped, na?
Then dropped, yeah.
So this was.
You have to make a change. I agree. See, dropping is not always negative in that sense. See, you play players according to situation. So supposing you don't need another fast bowler, remove him. You bring a spinner. Yeah, but that's dropped,
this
right?
was, you know.
No, but you drop. No. The difference in resting and dropping is that you drop the least, not the best pacer. If Shaheen was the best pacer in the Pakistan
No, that's a different debate, Shashwat. The person who's dropped, whether he was the right choice or not, is a different debate. But if you're dropped, you're dropped. And dropping, see, you are what is dropping? You are surplus to the requirement for that test match. Okay, whether it's tactical, whether it's personal, whatever the reason is another debate. But I'm saying as soon as they took a decision that he will not play, one is rested, in which case he's had workload, and they decide no, he has to play with too much workload, personal reason, something, so we are removing him. That's resting. Other is dropped. Now the dropped can be because of poor performance. The drop can be maybe we don't need your skill in this game, we need somebody else's skill. Or that drop could be you're out of whatever. But the drop is a drop.
Yeah, then it's dropped, na?
It's dropped.
It is dropped. No, but he's saying that it's rested because he's going to birth. He's saying drop because he's saying they had to make a change because of a spinner coming in for a fast ball.
Yeah.
So that of course is dropped then.
Yep.
This is
Unless it has happened, isn't he the same guy who put the arm around the captain and the captain said remove?
Yeah, same guy.
He told the captain remove the arm.
It was vice versa.
No, he told the captain remove the arm.
No, I think it was the captain put his arm around him.
That's what I'm saying. He
Yeah,
told
yeah,
the captain for the third time.
yeah.
He told the captain, Shaheen Shah Afridi told the captain remove the arm.
Yeah. Same guy.
क्या workload management यार. He's playing a test after 6 months, 6 to 7 months, and then suddenly one this way dropped. Best pacer that too.
So no, I'm just saying, is that got to do with the arm?
Could be. With Pakistan, you can never tell.
Because
then
Or maybe AI has made the call.
by that logic, Rizwan may probably not be playing in a white ball because he threw his bat at Babar.
No, but they two are friends, na?
they are friends, yeah.
But
the
very
captain
good.
is
Threw the bat in the face.
No, in ODI, he's saying.
Doesn't
In
say
ODI,
white
but they are
ball.
friends, na? That was a friendly banter.
They are the thickest of banter.
They don't, they want to bat also together.
If he was the captain of Bangladesh, he would drop Shakib for throwing the ball at him.
But Shakib, it is so normal. So normal. He throws the ball, flings the stumps down, hits the cap
This time he
off.
apologized also.
He apologized.
He apologizes every time.
Every time, yeah.
When he broke the glass of the dressing room,
Yes.
he apologized.
This is
No, but
called-
the time he uprooted the stumps and threw them
This
all
is
over
as
himself.
in legal terms.
No, he
this is,
apologized.
See, he is
Hater.
public
In
enemy.
in legal terms, this is called being a repeat offender.
Yeah.
No, he has a temper issue.
He and
100%.
Khalid Mahmood are Sri Lanka's public enemy number 1 because of what happened in the
No, that's another thing. But overall, not getting into this, overall, Shakib does have a temper issue. That he went after. Though to be fair, he had the right to be irritated because Rizwan does waste a lot of time. But you don't do it like he actually threw it, targeting his face straight up.
That even Mitchell Stark and Pollard had sort of the same.
Even
Pollard
Johnson
threw
and
the bat.
Peterson.
But he
First he threw the ball and then Pollard threw the bat.
Had he thrown the bat and if it was proper, I think Stark's head was gone.
But Stark had to also pick his fight. Now he's picking up against Pollard. If Pollard really got down to it, he would have plummeted him to
I know. Rock bottom.
That was the last time Stark would have been on the cricket field.
Seriously.
And with Rizwan also, you know that at times he can overdo that. He himself said
But
that sometimes
Wani also
cramp,
did that.
Sometimes acting.
Wani.
That's what he said exactly. They're quoting him. That sometimes cramp, sometimes acting. That's
he
what
said
he
that,
said,
Rizwan.
after that game.
So Rizwan is also a repeat offender. So 2 repeat offenders came.
Head to head.
Head to head. This had to happen.
Vaughn Peterson also, I guess.
Yeah,
sometimes.
but Vaughn, the way he misbehaved with Samuels was,
yeah.
he should have been banned for that. He actually went on and grabbed his
Yes,
collar, yeah. And Samuels was, in that sense, pretty calm.
Calm, yep.
Imagine if there had been the West Indian players of the past, you would have done it to Richards or something.
I mean, Akram tried, but then he was so scared he didn't leave the dressing room.
Yeah. And
1988.
then Imran went and, as they call it in Mumbai, Mandoli karna.
Mandoli karna, I know. Because Akram gave some choice words to the king, and it was just about the start of Akram's career, 3 years. They've decided, I'm not going to take it lying down. And he was waiting for him outside, apparently.
Yeah. Vaven ko or something.
You don't mess with Viv, yaar, come on.
Anyway, what are we here to discuss today? We are discussing what is the exact line of the topics.
Shashwat knows.
Well, it is BCCI's call to international players.
It started
Right
as I
on
said.
cue.
Oh, goodness. Okay, please. Okay.
9 times out of those 10 are useless.
This one's exactly one of those 9.
Exactly. Yeah, so BCCI is called to India's international players to play domestic cricket. We are debating whether it is a good decision or a bad call.
So 5th is when Duleep Trophy is starting.
Yes.
And if you're wondering why is it that we're talking about it, there's still a few days to go. That is primarily because we've just very recently had a few players pull out. Mohammad Siraj has pulled out.
Ravindra Jadeja is out.
Jadeja has pulled out.
Umran
Umran Malik has pulled out. So 3 of them have pulled out.
For varying reasons.
Yeah. My question to you is, are there going to be more pullouts by the time we start?
How much more? You can, are you thinking of a Shubman Gill pulling out? Are we looking at KL Rahul pulling out? See, firstly, this kind of decision, whether you have to tell your Indian international players to come and play the domestic, is itself a bad call. It's a terrible call.
You mean the diktat in itself?
The diktat is terrible because it could not have been executed on a consistent basis. 43 days is the break that all have got. Okay. How many more years are you going to get a break of excess of 1 month? Okay.
For 2 years now you've gotten.
One out of the 3 you've gotten 2.
Last year you
year
did.
also you got.
a exact 1 month gap.
Between before the West Indies.
Before the West Indies series.
Yeah, but then you got it at a period when you were not playing domestic cricket also. You got it from June to July, right? This is the first time after a very long time you're getting a break from August to September. I can't think of when we got a break in August, September. Must have been more than a decade ago.
No, but Sidvi sir, it's also about, players, when whichever players is available moving ahead in the domestic season also, then this will set that benchmark that then everyone who is available needs to play.
Who are we kidding here?
No.
Okay, because I'll tell you why.
No, see Siddharth, that is whether they can execute or not is a different thing. The issue at hand is that whether their decision per se is right or not. That is.
The decision is wrong because for one simple reason. You want your star players to feature in some editions of the domestic season on a consistent basis, right? But I argue
available.
That is the thing. It can't come with that caveat.
But Sidvi sir, availability, by availability what I mean here is was not with the Indian team at that point of time.
Okay, so Shubman Gill is there. Okay, there's KL Rahul.
There's Shreyas Iyer.
There's Shreyas Iyer. There's Ishan Kishan also. Okay, but who are your main stars? Who are your main stars?
No, it's okay.
No, it is a Rohit and a Virat.
Agree.
And what did Jai Shah say? That why did Rohit and Virat have to pull out of the Duleep? Even their names were included, but we are not discussing the fact that the outlook that the BCCI has towards Rohit and Virat is the prime reason why it cannot succeed. The diktat that Jai Shah had himself given in February. But in the case of Rohit and Virat, we don't want to risk injury or fatigue. Now, injury fatigue after a 43-day break. And that is you're playing 2 tests. You're not going to play any more formats after that. You're not playing ODIs until February. You've got significant breaks from Bangladesh to New Zealand, then BGT,
No, but these are also two names you will be seeing in all 10 test matches as well. How many guarantees do we have in terms of starters for all 10 test matches? I know these two. There's maybe a Jadeja who I can see either playing all 10 or at least about 8 of those 10 test matches.
Ashwin's playing all home tests. Ashwin Jadeja are playing all home tests.
When I look at workload, look at workload, these two will also be topping the workload in those 10 test matches.
But
is a Jasprit Bumrah guaranteed starter?
But we argue for workload for bowlers. But for batters, that debate came about.
Even Gautam Gambhir said this. Batters don't need workload management.
So why on earth then?
But these are also batters who are in the twilight of their career.
Exactly, I was getting to that.
You need to be considerate of that. So that
for 4 years.
So again, it is.
Now
that's a different thing because that diktats just come now.
February 2024.
The diktat wasn't there the last year or the year before that or the year before the year before that. So you have to be mindful that there's only so much that they have left in the tank. They are left within the tank, right? So maybe you will have to have this, different strokes for different folks approach. But these are also two exceptional players you're talking about. These are two players for whom you bent things in the past as well. So I don't see there being a surprise. There being a surprise in that regard. That's point number one. Point number two, it makes sense the timing of it right now because they featured in the limited over series. Right now, the one that you lost in Sri Lanka, you called them back for that, even though it was being looked at as a series of not much material benefit. So they came for that. Now, if a Ravindra Jadeja was left out of that series, citing the 10 test matches that are to follow, having the same.
I'm saying, why are we getting into international? You're only talking about domestic cricket right now. Right?
Yeah. But whatever is happening in domestic was also partly determined by what's happening in the ecosystem, right?
Yeah. But my point is, right now they are saying that you have to play domestic cricket. So I'm sticking to domestic cricket. What happened and who played in which series and international is another layer altogether. Now, I really want to know right now, in terms of BCCI saying that everyone has to play domestic cricket, is that a sensible call by BCCI or not? It's as simple as that.
For me, it is not a sensible call.
Why?
For one simple reason, you are not going to get this kind of a window every single time. And what are we going to gain from the internationals playing domestic cricket apart from enhancing the value of your domestic system?
I'll give you an example of Shubman Gill. Okay, now as of now he's not, he's now in the T20I side, but last time around he was sort of in and out. He did not cement his place in all three formats. So whenever he was not with the Indian team, he should have played the domestic season. Last time this wasn't the rule, but this time it is. So this time whoever isn't with the team, like KL Rahul, when he's not in the side, he's not in the T20I scheme of things, then he should be make himself available for domestic cricket. That is why you want to start with here, so that because everyone is available right now, everyone plays here, and then moving ahead for the next 4 to 5 months, every time they're not part of the international team or not traveling with the Indian team, at that time they should be available for the for their domestic side.
Yeah, I mean, see, also there are not just that one thing, it elevates the thing. The other advantage of playing domestic cricket for a top guy is, how is it that you ensure that the gap between international cricket and domestic cricket is less? That's your aim, right? Your aim is that there has to be an easy transition from domestic to international. That can only happen if your top players are playing. If you start treating domestic as a tier 3 competition, or none of your top players are going to play, then the guys who do well in domestic, whether it's a bowler against inferior batters, relatively, intention is not to bring them down, but relatively, or whether it's a batter scoring hundreds out of hundreds and thousands of runs every season against not the best bowling lineup, then how is it that we ensure that that is done? That's the purpose. See, one of the reasons why Pakistan cricket is where it is, when you look at it, is because their domestic structure is kind of totally died down. So for that purpose, now also the thing is, the cat is out of the bag where you are at the moment. You can debate whether it's good or not. The cat is out of the bag because you already punished 2 guys for not playing. Now what do? Can you change suddenly? Can you now think of, no, let's go back? If that was the case, if you were having second thoughts, then you shouldn't have been punishing the likes of Shreyas Iyer and Ishan Kishan, right? They've lost crucial year and a half of their career because of that. At that time, a lot of people praised it that somewhere you had to put your foot down because there were also in that time instances where people were picking and choosing when they have to play, so they had to. Before I even go further, I just want to let everyone know that the BCCI I don't think is at the moment in a quandary. They have 100% made up their mind that's our way or the highway, and you can clearly make that out from their statement. One that came when the team was selected for the Sri Lanka tour, and that team, the whole thing was the press release of the team announcement, but what's important is what was said at the end of that team announcement, where BCCI said that they will continue to monitor player availability and participation in the upcoming domestic cricket season of 2024-25. So this is a very important, can we show it to our viewers please, Saransh?
Yeah.
He's busy watching crocodile being caught. If he can just show what we have prepared for the show. So this is exactly that was mentioned in the press release. The BCCI will continue to monitor player availability and participation in the upcoming domestic season, which is to say that they are monitoring every player.
Except for 3.
That I'll get to a little later, but I'm just right now saying that they have put the framework. This is one, which is a clear indication. See, because before they took a big call on Shreyas and Ishan, there was nothing really mentioned as such. I mean, there were reports, and then Rahul Dravid also mentioned, but he said we are waiting for him to come back. But these are all based on reports and the kind of information that we got. This is the first time they've kind of mentioned it. They're going to be monitoring every player. So you knew that they were heading towards this. Then the next bit, which is important, is when your new coach comes,
Gautam Gambhir. Yeah.
Gautam Gambhir, and he says, see, if you're good, you should be playing all 3 formats. I'm not a believer in injury management. You get injured, you go get recovered. Professional cricketers have a very small span of playing for your country. So what has happened, just to put the situation in front of everyone, BCCI had made up their mind that they want to go this way. We all know that the chairman of selectors, Ajit Agarkar, was instrumental in ensuring this comes. Now you have a new coach who's on the same page. So BCCI, chairman of selectors, the new coach, all on the same page in terms of domestic cricket, and now moving on to even international cricket. So what these guys are telling you, that this business of picking and choosing when you want to play, when you do not want to play, has been taken away from the player's hand, and now it rests with the BCCI. And if you do not follow what we tell you, then
You have to go the highway.
yeah, you're risking your own career. We could then take a call of not picking or dropping or whatever.
That's
So
only with most of the players, not Virat, Rohit and Jadeja. That means.
And Bumrah.
Bumrah to chalo is an exception. No, because Gautam Gambhir also mentioned this fact that for batters there is no workload management. What he said in his first press conference. So now that has also changed. Because now workload management for them in domestic cricket, that's not.
So what would you want? You're saying since you would want even Rohit and Virat to
because that's how you sort of took out Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer. And Shreyas Iyer, even though he played 2 games, he
Both.
still did not. Yeah,
Both. Ishan and Shreyas both played Buchi Babu.
No, Buchi Babu, Shreyas to even played then at that
Ranji,
time also.
yeah.
He played that semi-final also, and he played before the series started also.
So what I want to know from all three, you want Rohit Sharma and
Virat Kohli.
also to fall in line.
Yeah.
Based on what the BCCI, the chairman of selector, and now your new coach have decided. So
Yes.
1 vote for
Yeah, 2.
that they should.
2.
2 vote for that they should. 3 votes for they should.
They should. Which
There
is
is
why.
there is a 4th vote, which is not mine as of now. I will also give my vote. That 4th vote comes from a former cricketer
Okay.
who's also captained the Indian team briefly, captain Mumbai. His name is Sanjay Manjrekar.
Yes.
And this is what he said. This is also one of the contexts, if you're wondering why we're discussing, because yesterday he put a tweet out where he said India have played 249 international matches in the last 5 years.
5 years.
Rohit has played only 59% of those. Virat has played 61% and Jasprit Bumrah 34%. I see them as well rested as any Indian player
Yes.
could have been selected for Tulip Trophy. So he is going even one step further. Forget about resting in international cricket. He said they should be even playing the Tulip Trophy. So right now we have 4 votes of Siddharth Vishwanathan, Shashwat Bhalla, Harshit Ahuja and Sanjay Manjrekar all saying that. I will also give my vote, but I want to hear you guys out. Maybe you help me,
Okay.
better.
Make
so the
or
reason
change your mind.
that I don't want to say. Go ahead. What is your argument?
My argument is whatever was said, everybody has to fall in line.
Which is clear now.
Which is clear. But that everybody doesn't include 3 guys.
No. Now
From the
I'm
beginning.
asking you this. Should these 3 be included?
Yes.
Why?
Because you've already gotten a break. 43 days. Okay, the other argument is okay, what is the point of playing Dulip in conditions? What your main Achilles heel is heading into the series versus Bangladesh? Tackling spin. But are you kidding me? In Chinnaswamy, you're going to get rank turners for the Dulip trophy. I don't think so. Neither are you getting it in Anandpur. Okay. So, in those 2 rounds, whatever it is, you may see flat decks, you may see typical these kind of conditions being there, but you don't get spinning decks. Okay. Our domestic standards, if you look at it, has veered on the extreme for the last decade or so. Virat hasn't played until 2012. From 2012 till now, he's not played. Bumrah hasn't played for 8 years. So has Rohit. 8 years he's not played. If you wanted to play, my main argument is one, conditions are not going to be in your favor. So you're not going to gain anything from playing the Ranji and the Dulip at this point in time. But this is an unprecedented situation you have had. 43 days. At least play a bit. Know what is your ground reality. What could have happened is, okay, at least BCCI and Gautam Gambhir, if they are all on the same page, they are serious about implementing it. But they aren't serious about implementing it. It's just to portray themselves that yes, okay, we have said it, execution is zero. Why did they leave out Rohit and Virat then? Jadeja, okay, the reasons haven't been discussed. Siraj illness, okay, granted, he got ill, so he's not in. Shuman is playing, KL is playing. Why should there be an ego that I don't want to play, all under the guise of injury management or fatigue? Fatigue. You picked and chose any format that you wanted for 2 years. Now suddenly where is the question of fatigue? Where is the question of injury management? When you have been picking and choosing, injuries have still stayed away, right? What harm will 1 round of Dulip Trophy not do to you?
It's not, see, you were talking about the fact that you need to make that transition smooth also from international to domestic.
No, I was just giving you a reason as to, because he said what is it that you're going to achieve. So let's not forget the one other thing that you will achieve is this.
Yeah.
I'm just putting facts there.
I also feel that Virat and Rohit, however they would have performed in the Dulip Trophy, would not have defined them as cricketers. Not at all.
Sure.
But also the transition, also what other things are required in transition are that how many eyeballs are there, how many people fill up the stadium. Then when you're bowling to a Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma or you're facing a Jadeja, you sort of need to perform under pressure also, because somewhat you are also under pressure when you're playing against such big players for Indian cricket. And if you would not have taken those harsh calls against Ishan and Shreyas early on, I still would have sort of understood. But because you have done that, and then Gautam Gambhir also coming out and say that batters don't need rest, and that question was specifically about Virat and Rohit, about how much are they going to play. That. And then quality of domestic cricket, as soon as if we talk about Sai Kishore a lot, if he gets a Virat Kohli out during the Dulip Trophy, how big a thing is that going to be for him also, and then his name also everyone will sort of start.
So you're saying in favor of them playing, na?
Yeah. And
exactly.
I remember
they should forget about international, they should play domestic.
Yeah, and it's not about you, but I don't think it's really going to change as far as how they play spin or how they do not play spin. That is not going to change. But just in general, the president would be said. Then everyone would know that now why a lot of players don't play Ranji domestic cricket, also specifically red ball cricket, is that they know that is not going to impact their selection or not them being selected. That's why they sort of want to skip it. But suddenly when all of these players will, all 3 of them will play, Surya has also said that I want to make a comeback in test cricket, that competitiveness will come, and then people will sort of start to know again that domestic cricket, Ranji Trophy is also somewhere they can get selected from.
Okay, 2 arguments made that they should be playing. Yes.
I believe why it was important for them to feature in the Dulip Trophy first round starting the 5th of September was just because, see, if you're looking to bring about change, it has to start, let's say, how do organizations work? If there's a new diktat, if there's a new rule that comes in an organization, you need the leaders who are spelling those diktats out. You need to see them walk the talk and not just, and then walk the walk as well, not just talk the talk. So you need them to be leading by example, and it can't happen with just mere lip service that, here's an exception here, here's an exception there. If you're saying that everyone's expected to follow whatever objective is or whatever the new diktat of an organization is, that you need the CEO to be doing exactly the same that you're expecting the intern to do. It's like that. It cannot happen that, okay, the top executives can then do whatever that they want, and the others, you have a...
So that's the harsh reality, Harshit, top executives.
But the thing, I'm just saying...
The creamy layer.
You need to, then again, you need to decide what kind of organization you want to become.
The sentiment, I was just...
Yeah. Then again, if it doesn't happen, then the organization, whatever round of meetings they would have done, they'll find themselves having the same meeting all over again. Now that you've decided to take a call, you've taken the harsh decision that, okay, no more exceptions now. You may be doing whatever you do internationally, but this is where your roots are, this is where we need you to play. Then it has to happen for everyone. You can't be picking and choosing.
So I am the only one voting against the motion. You have 4 votes. I'm the only one voting against, and I tell you what. Before I give you my arguments of why I had, why I think this whole thing, despite the fact that the coach wants it, despite the fact that the chief selector wants it, despite the fact that now BCCI, which I'm guessing is based on inputs from these 2 people. BCCI is what? They take cricketing decisions based on people that have been put in those cricket operation roles, right? And these are those. So despite them wanting to be, I do not disagree with Siddharth's argument that if you've done it with 2 people in Ishan and Shreyas, then it should work for everyone, including your top 2-3 creamy layer or whatever. But my fact is, and why I disagree, because I disagreed even at that time with what they had done with Ishan Kishan. If you remember, we argued a lot here. At that time I said that he was also not really treated properly with the way he should have been by the management, and if he did reach there, they should have actually reached out to him. So the beginning for me was only wrong.
Yes.
And just because now you've made a mistake there, now you want to push this new diktat down everyone's throat. I am not ready to believe that. Why? Also, I'll give my arguments for why, but to your argument that if it started with someone, it should be followed up, which is a correct thing to do. But my point is that it shouldn't have even started with them.
Yes.
For me, it should not have. There are different ways. I agree that Shreyas Iyer's injuries at certain time were proving to be a big dicey. You didn't know when he's available. But there are other ways to do it by not really considering him for selection for international cricket. Rather than saying, okay, you play domestic cricket and do it, you didn't have to do that. That was one. 2, I also agree with Harshit's point that, listen, if you are setting a precedent and if you want everyone, and his argument was that if you want everyone, which BCCI has decided that everyone they'll be monitoring for domestic cricket, then even the creamy layer has to do it. Even the top guys have to do it. It can't be that you make some exceptions for them, but everyone else has to fall in line. That also I agree. Walk the talk, set the culture, whatever you want to do. Also completely agree. But my point to that is that I do not even expect the lower guys to be put through that. So forget about the creamy layer. I'm not, if I was arguing in favor of no, it's okay for Rohit and Virat to sit and everyone else should continue to play, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying that for everyone per se, this is not, and I'll give you my reasons for it. Now, I know that a lot of time when you're looking at, domestic cricket, we give examples of Sachin Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid turning up for Mumbai and turning up for Karnataka. Before that, Sunil Gavaskar, Kapil Dev turning up for that domestic team. In fact, in Mumbai, forget even that, batters used to even go play for their club teams.
Yep.
I know that when Mr. Gavaskar had time, he would even go play for Dadar Union.
Yes.
That was his club. So they would even go play for those matches. But see, what we've forgotten is in the times that we live in. At those times, there were big gaps, there was an off season, and you had to play domestic cricket to be in flow, be in touch, be in form, and you did all of that, and which also elevated your domestic cricket and the competition. Other things were secondary, they fell in place. The primary reason now, when I cannot expect a Rohit Sharma and a Virat Kohli, forget about domestic cricket, I can't even expect them to play every series. If you ask me, I thought this Sri Lanka series where you sent the 2 of them was an absolute waste of time. You lost the series. I don't think the result would have been any different had some other youngsters had gone. It was I'll give you an example. Lionel Messi loves Argentina, wants to play for Argentina all the time, but throughout his career, all throughout, he would go and play in matches that either were World Cup qualifiers or wins were needed, or there were important matches like Copa and World Cup and so on and so forth. He didn't have to go and play every friendly, right? And it was not even expected. Why would you want to? A person who's anyway playing club for 8 months is busy, and most other top footballers end up doing it. They're not available. And for that, just to illustrate how times have changed, and because I know a lot of former cricketers have now come out and said that this is, they should be playing Duleep Trophy. We guys played, they should be playing all series. What is this business? It's a privilege to be playing for India. It's not your right. All of that is understood. But you will have to look at the kind of workload that these players have. I just did a bit of a comparison in terms of the number of matches that were played, and you will see the difference that the workload now is roughly the same. So you see 1996 to 2006, the era of Sachin and Dravid. I've put all international matches together, all format. In that era there's only tests and ODIs that I put together. So there is a 368 international matches from 96 to 2006 that Sachin played, 408 for Dravid. Why are you guessing more for Dravid? Because Sachin, remember, was going through a spate of injuries as well, and he had to miss out on certain matches. But roughly that's the average, right? Between 300, 400 matches is what they're playing. Cut to now, this situation, 14 to 2024 international matches, Virat Kohli 365, Rohit Sharma 329. If you see that they are in the vicinity, they are in the same 300 to 400 range. This first thing I want to mention, this is with them taking rest. So this is that duration where they have picked and chose their series. This is the duration where there was no such diktat from BCCI, where they could not play any series or decide not to. This is also the time that for personal reasons they have pulled out for certain series. Mostly they've pulled out for a lot of ODI series which have been inconsequential.
IPL is also not counted.
And now I'm going to add that. Will you please just do few more additions for me, Saransh? Keep this live, and in front of Virat just add plus in front of 365 do plus 150. Okay. These are 150 IPL matches in that, because I've taken a rough figure of 15 per season. Because 14 you play minimum, sometimes you play 17, 18, whatever. 15 as a rough calculation. Please add 150 for Rohit Sharma as well. Now please do the total. I'll give you the total. I have it with me.
479 for Rohit and 515.
479 for Rohit, 515 for Virat Kohli.
515,
Okay, so these are the matches. And why I'm counting, just write international plus IPL for them at the heading also. 2020, 14 to 24.
This is 479.
479. Please show it to our viewers, most importantly, while you're doing it.
International plus IPL.
Cut it and then do cut it on full screen and then do the addition, subtraction, whatever else you're doing. So now you see the difference. Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in their decade have played 515 to 479. Now I'm not saying international because IPL is added, but the pressure is pretty much the same. So this is pretty much the international calendar. Now some of you might point out that test matches
domestic.
No, we're not adding domestic, but in those time they were not playing those many domestic matches. Rahul Dravid or Sachin Tendulkar probably for many seasons did not play a single domestic matches.
They would actually,
at best, I think in that decade, and I'm just a guesstimate, you could add anywhere between 10 to 12 matches.
For certain instances, Dravid would play county. County was that one period. Along Tendulkar, I think didn't play much. He had a break. In most of the decade that was there.
In fact, when we were supposed to decide between that is it right or is it right, I was really confused. But I really feel that Virat and Rohit playing the Duleep Trophy really doesn't make a difference. They are like sort of in the fag end of their career, just 10 or 12 test matches at the max. or maybe maximum
But
20.
you argued in that.
No, I'm telling you, maximum 20 more test matches in their career, nothing much will change. But because you have done that with two players, that's the example you are setting. That the example you're setting is that as soon as you sort of become a big player, you can sort of do whatever you want to, and also then Gautam Gambhir should not have said this now, that because this question was specifically asked about Rohit and Virat.
No, but that is Gautam Gambhir's opinion. Just as you have there is no right or wrong, no, Shashwat. Gautam Gambhir is not saying that opinion. And by the way, this could become a flashpoint. This could become an issue because now you have a coach, and I'm not saying one opinion is right. I'm not saying my opinion is correct or yours. Similarly, there is a clash of opinion there, where now you have a situation where the coach thinks that, listen, no business of picking and choosing. You have to be playing. Your career is very short anyway. You have to make yourself available. You have to play. That's his thought process. But we already know what the thought process that a Virat and a Rohit are carrying. You tell me, if there was no diktat as such, would they have been playing the Sri Lanka series? If it was a bigger...
But sir, why doesn't all these things come? Everything gets okay when it's in the IPL. It clearly means that you're automatically demeaning the other forms of cricket. Then.
No, but my point is exactly my point. And IPL, you tell me, how is it? If you're a player, you're getting paid the maximum for that. Aren't you going to? You're a professional, right? You get a certain thing to come and do this, and every year in 1 month you're allowed to go somewhere else and do something where you get 20 times the money that you're doing for exactly the same thing. Would you not want to do it? Why is it that they cannot decide?
Then we should not say the same about players who are sort of trying to get into the international circuit. Then if they also decide not to play red ball cricket, domestic cricket, then we should not be pointing fingers at them.
I started my argument in that.
No, but that was done now.
But this whole exercise becomes futile, no?
Exactly.
The day that you start to look things or view things through the lens of justifying that 2-month window of the IPL, aren't we exactly trying to defeat the purpose of not over glorifying the IPL?
Exactly.
This whole exercise is so that you don't think that, okay, because you're doing well at the IPL, you get to play international cricket.
My point is, how can the IPL, how can the BCCI take your right away as a player to decide whether you want to play full season of the IPL or not? That's your livelihood, right? How can they take? This is the same BCCI that does not allow its player to go play any other league. You're not allowed to go anywhere. You're said you have to be here, you retire from here, then you go. And at the same time, then I cannot have this situation that, okay, even in the IPL, now you don't play. There could be owners that will say, listen, you're not available for the full season, I won't pay you that much money, right? They are pressures that they're facing from there. Maybe some of them feel, see, I'm saying we start questioning their commitment. Even a Virat or a Rohit would not want to miss if it's an important test match.
But who decides if it's important?
But I'm saying you will have to allow players to do that, right? At what point? Or even if you do, even if you want BCCI to be involved, you would have to give them the leeway. Let's say you think a certain series is important, they don't, but then you will have to allow them that downtime. They cannot be playing. Right now I've showed you, see the difference between what a Sachin and a Dravid did and what a Virat and a Rohit are playing in terms of competitive games. There is 515, 479. This is after they have themselves decided. So if you arrive at a number, okay, fine. Maybe you can find a different ground where you sit together with the BCCI and decide that, listen, no, I think the Sri Lanka series is important, but then you will have to allow them to miss the Bangladesh. Somewhere or the other, you will have to make a leeway. Fine, it cannot be just their call, right? But you will have to. If you are going to use them, see, burnout is a real thing. You're living in a situation where players have already started saying that they're burning out. You have David Malan retiring at a much earlier age than he should have. You already have had cricketers coming out, and I think Robin Uthappa recently spoke about it. You had previous cricketers talking about the pressures and the burnout. All of them, listen, all of us are professional. After some time, you need a bit of a break. And all these breaks cannot be looked at how we take breaks in a corporate setup, because it's very different when they're touring, they're outside. If they have decided that this is the peak that they can offer, you are going to burn them out. There was a reason that a Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, even a Sachin, when he was playing about 368 matches, he would take time to rest at a certain point. Why? There is a reason that they can push their bodies and mind to be performing at that level.
So we are still not counting the domestic games, Sachin and Dravid. Okay, they would not
I
have
told you could have had 20 more. See still the difference. I'm telling you. You can add that. There is a big
But
difference.
sir, again, when it was about the Challengers Trophy or Irani Cup, where it was rest of India, and I'm saying that Virat and Rohit are not being asked to play all whenever they are, because
I am saying,
but the Duleep Trophy was playing one game would not have changed much for them also, because it was about setting the precedent. I'm not saying for I'm saying for KL Rahul and other players who are not available during when they are not with the Indian team and the domestic season is going on, they should play. I'm not saying that even Virat and Rohit should do that, but at least in the Duleep Trophy, because how everything was built up towards Duleep Trophy, how big it was supposed to be made, then they should have been available.
You decide. No, what is more important? If you wanted, see, I'm telling you there are these many days that you can, or there is a limit that you can flog a horse to. But so you then decide if Duleep Trophy is important, then you should have let them go of the Sri Lanka series. If Duleep Trophy is more important, all I'm saying is the days are limited that they can play. For you, Duleep Trophy is the most important thing, fair. If for BCCI, it's the most important thing, fair. Make them play Duleep Trophy. Then you'll have to find other places to allow them to not play. You should have then allowed them, okay, skip the Sri Lanka series, but skip the Bangladesh.
But the timing of that, I want to question the timing of that. Why I feel workload right now doesn't quite add up. 29th of June is when we saw them in action last. How many days of international cricket? I remember only 2. We're 2 months down the line now. August has ended. In another month's time, I am looking forward to international cricket, maximum 10 days from the 2 of them. So in 3 months' time, 90 days, how many days have I gotten from the 2 of them? 2 plus 2 test matches. At best 12 days. Do I see both those test matches lasting 5 days? No. Then after 3 months, how many days have I gotten from them? Maybe about 6-7.
And for Virat, it's been
just 6-7 in 3 months.
Yeah, Harshad, all I'm saying is that it doesn't matter. See, you're not breaking everything down into months. I'm looking at it a year.
But now you're justifying everything looking at the 10 test matches to come, because that's the only reasoning.
It cannot be looked at that. Huh? All I'm trying to say is that it is for them. So is there a diktat that, okay, you cannot have, because for 10 years you've not had a big gap like this, so now you should not have a gap like this. You should ensure that you go play Duleep Trophy, you go play something. Why are you allowing this gap like that? So what? If in 10 years they did not get, Siddharth said he cannot remember the last time none of this happened. So if in 10 years there was no big gap, doesn't mean that for the 11th year, if there's no big gap, they cannot take it. Why not?
I'm saying there's already breaks, right? So after the World Cup ended, you had a month-long break, and then they played those 2 ODIs, and then both of them have been doing that.
They created a very big fuss.
Whatever there is, they were recalled or whatever that was report suggested that was against their will. 2 days done. Okay, there's been another break of a couple of weeks since then also. Then how many days were we looking at? What would have cost? 4 days? 4 days, because 5 days you won't see first round Duleep Trophy 5 days, you will see 4 days only. So if I add those 4 days as well, and I take into account and assume at best 10 days of test match cricket, 10 plus 2 plus 4, 16. So 16 days in 3 months, I don't think I'm asking for too much.
No, you're not. But why you cherry picking? No, you're only looking at 3 months. I'm looking at a year. There could be a phase in a year now going forward where you're just not playing at all. Are you going to allow this leeway at that time?
But then again, the problem then becomes the day that you apply these filters, what are we waiting for? That players attain that particular stature, and only then they get to throw in their weight and cherry pick.
No. When you should allow.
But extend the same courtesy to KL Rahul. So KL Rahul can say, listen, my body is fragile. Yes. Why are you? If you believe in me, you believe in my talent, you give me the chance. Why are you forcing me to play?
I'm not saying these guys. Who said these guys? I said all format players should be allowed. All format players. If you're not in all formats, then anyway you're not playing.
But then
all format players.
But then how many all format?
How will somebody come through that? Then how is the importance of domestic cricket going to become? Because if everyone is given the same leeway, then nothing's going to change. Everything's just going to
Then you ease up their calendar every year. Go back to the calendar that was there from 96.
But then everyone says that IPL international cricket is a priority.
How can you choose that IPL should be taken away? It is there, right?
No, it is there, right? But they should not say that playing for India is a priority, because that's not the case.
No. But now nobody says that we don't care for IPL.
No, they don't say that, but the priority is international.
How is it? How are they mutually exclusive? How is it that any of them have less? Okay, let's take the example of Virat Kohli. Are you telling me that he's committed to playing for RCB? Are you telling me he's less committed to play for India? Why can't anyone be equally driven to play for both?
No, he could be. I'm not saying that. But what I could understand out of that, he was not available for the whole England series. He was not playing cricket for whole of that time. Then he was available for the IPL. Then he played the IPL, he played the World Cup, and then for the ODI series. Now, not the Duleep Trophy, and now then the Test
Yeah,
series.
but my point is
then it's
that
about
there is
picking and choosing.
yes, of course.
Then
That's what I'm saying. It should be like
But then
that.
it should be for everyone. It should
Exactly
be
what I said.
That's
For
what he
all
said.
three
So that
format
is
players
why.
should be allowed to do
then
that.
domestic circuit would.
But then
There are so many players. We keep sitting here and discussing that they do not get chances. That they do not get a chance to play at international. We never get to see it. Nobody. This one is not retiring. How will you? There you get a chance. Somebody rests out, you get a chance. By the way, when you are resting, you are also risking. You are allowing somebody else to come into your place, and he or she.
But then how is the standard of domestic cricket going to go?
You're back to square one.
That is what I'm trying to say.
No point of doing all of this now, because if that's has to be
That's what
done.
I'm trying to say. The standard of domestic cricket, I started by that, by telling you that there are advantages of them playing, but at the risk of them not being available and playing in international cricket. So you decide. Maybe for all format players, only for all format players, you look at it that those many days that they can be utilized in a year, they're playing all our formats. So I can only push it to a certain extent before their backs break. Otherwise, there are those who are not playing all formats at the moment. But I give you an example. There's a Surya Kumar Yadav. He's a captain right now in your T20 scheme of things, but doesn't get a chance now to play Test cricket. He should be playing red ball cricket.
Should be.
Those are the guys that go and play red ball cricket. Or there is a Shreyas Iyer, for example. He's no chance gonna be in the Test team as of now.
So he
go
should play Ranji.
Yeah, you should go and play. So
But
those
you
are
don't
the
pick
guys.
players from that, no?
What?
You don't pick players from there.
Of course,
you
Sarfaraz
don't pick
Sarfaraz came from
This
that.
was after such a
Jurel
long time
came-
that you got players from the domestic season.
But they came, no? But if you're now saying that you want to go look at domestic cricket and pick players, then you
Which
look
is
at
why I started by saying the diktat by the BCCI does not make sense because of the exceptionalism that is there. It is a modified version of what we saw in January 2023, where they released those commandments, right?
No, yes, I was going to come to that because see, when the BCCI wanted to intervene and whatever lip service it was that you wanted Duke's ball to be given and
My main
IPL.
sore sticking point was that NCA will be in coordination with the franchise.
exactly.
What happened with that?
Balls will be given, they'll be practicing for WTC, teams will be asked to coordinate with the BCCI and ensure there is workload. Then you come up with a formula that there's pro rata payment if players are missing out on IPL matches. That is for BCCI, the players, and whatever.
which is why I'm saying all these diktats that have come now of we'll be monitoring domestic cricket and this, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
which
nothing's
is why
going
I'm
to work,
saying
basically.
you allow the see right now also when these players that we grudge them their downtime or when they pick. Weren't you one of the best? You made WTC finals, you've been making finals, semi-finals of top tournaments, you won a World Cup also, kind of following the similar system here, and you've been one of the best teams. Now you go back into saying no, it's like in a corporate setup there is an arm, it's working fine, everything is doing, manufacturing is fine, sales are fine, everything is fine. Suddenly you say no, and it was working because everyone was working only 6 hours a day and getting 2 days off, but suddenly, and it's doing very well, that factory. Suddenly somebody comes, no, this cannot work. Now I want, because all other factories around us work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, you guys also go. How do we know that will bring the productivity down of the guys who are already doing everything with 6 hours a day?
But sir, it's about getting better, right? It's about having that domination you want to achieve, which you haven't till now. You're still not the way Australia dominated.
But maybe right now, maybe
This doesn't go in
But
favor of what
that
you
also
say.
you did not dominate when you were playing domestic cricket.
Yeah.
When your guys were playing domestic
No, but
cricket,
maybe
you were
right
dominating
now,
like Australia.
maybe right
There are
now,
other reasons.
Virat last played 12 years ago. Where Rohit last played 8 years ago.
yeah.
But still you are the number 1 team in Test, number 1 team in ODI, number 1 team in T20.
But no, our rankings so
ICC,
anyway,
no,
but then maybe the message over here for us to take is that as is happening in certain parts of the world, 4-day weeks and this and that you play limited cricket and you get good results. Maybe that's the message for us,
yes.
that you pick and choose and that's how you get the best out of
Then
it.
now
That's
even
what
KL
increases
Rahul
work
decides to
efficiency.
pull out, Shubman
So
Gill
no
also
need
decides
to
to
play.
pull out.
Yeah, that's fine. Then what happens? If somebody else comes and takes your place, then you keep sitting out. That's a risk
that
you take.
doesn't happen, na.
It
KL
does
Rahul,
happen.
it's never a KL Rahul
it
every time
does
manages
happen.
to come back.
No, it does. It
Not
does
really.
happen.
Some way or the other. As a wicket keeper, then he'll become a batter. Then it's the yardstick is different for everyone, and then nothing's going to change. Then your domestic cricket is just going to fall each year.
See, now we had to focus on some other thing. Now, whatever happened, the trend was spotted. It was obvious that players were choosing IPL to make a shortcut into the Indian cricket team.
And they'll continue to do that.
It will be.
Because that's
that
how it
has
happened.
been your
That is
established
something that you
yardstick.
can control. That has got nothing to do with the players playing. That is something you as selectors and BCCI can control. What? No. It's up to you. Do the players select the team or do the BCCI
but
select the
then they
team?
won't. Then they why since so long they were not picking anyone from the domestic circuit, because the standard of domestic circuit was falling. Now this time
That's not true. That's my point is that in a domestic, your domestic guys only got selected now and they've done well,
This
right?
time after
Even
a very long time.
even in IPL, the players come from domestic setup.
So who are doing well in the white ball, red ball, like
So I'm
Abhinanyu,
talking about-
you have been taking him all
I'm
around.
talking about white ball only, no. Because you're talking about IPL selection, that's white ball, nah.
No, but-
so because you spoke about, so tell me what one area you want to talk about. So in IPL, your grudge is that from IPL they are coming. So that's why I'm addressing the white ball. For that you're changing it to red ball. In white ball also, the teams that IPL they're picking up are all coming from domestic cricket. They're all coming from exactly that spot. If you think that there is a problem that the practice of picking people from IPL and taking is wrong, fine, fair enough. That is something that the BCCI controls. That's not something that the player controls. My argument is about the player playing enough or less or what he wants to prioritize. If you think that okay, this is the wrong step, that they do not play domestic, they'll play IPL and they'll go ahead and they get selected, you stop selecting. You look at Syed Mushtaq Ali, you start selecting. Automatically they will go start playing Syed
Test
Mushtaq.
cricket also you pick from IPL. No, you pick
No, that
Ajinkya
is
Rahane from
another.
IPL.
That is another.
And you-
No. But in Ajinkya Rahane's case, he was a proven Test performer as well.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been a new kid doing well in IPL would not have come in Test match
Yeah.
table. So there's a context to it. So yes, he did well in the IPL. That probably gave you a sort of an insight that listen, he was already a good Test player. He went through a bad phase. He's showing good form. Maybe now I can go back to bring him. That will happen with all. Hypothetically, if you had a situation where another, proven Test player, let's say Rishabh Pant for that example, who's done well in Test match cricket, he's done, but goes through a bad phase and you drop him from Test match. If he has a good IPL, there is a good chance he will also come back, because in his case that he's done well in Test cricket. He went through a bad phase, won IPL, but not every person who will come from IPL will be selected in Test matches from IPL. But if you think that the practice is wrong, I will agree with you. Stop that practice. But that's not up to the player. That practice to be stopped is up to the BCCI. It's in their hands. Stop it. Instead of forcing everyone to go play domestic cricket, don't pick.
You won't pick anyone from the domestic circuit. No, you'll say that it's not the standard like Abhimanyu Iswaran. He has done so well since so many years in the domestic. But why he's never able to win? Because everyone feels that he doesn't have that X factor in him. He doesn't have that thing in him to play international. How would you come to know if he has it or not when all these players play in the domestic?
Shashwat, that
Rinku
is a
Singh also, sir.
different debate.
But with
That is a
Rinku Singh also,
different
you
debate
pick-
that why an Abhimanyu Ishwaran is not being
And
picked.
it was position.
That has nothing to do with Virat and
Many
Rohit
openers
not
came
playing
and played before him
domestic.
also.
Yeah.
But again, with Abhimanyu,
That way, by the way, the competition only increases.
Yeah,
I'm saying
and
right now
Virat,
only
I
he's
cannot
finding it
understand
difficult.
the logic that Abhimanyu Ishwaran is not getting picked.
Yeah.
What that got to do with?
I'm trying to say that the standard, because obviously when
But that's
big
your
players-
assumption, no? That's your assumption. I'm just saying that is not something that has been spelled out. That as soon as Rohit and Virat start playing, I am going to start picking up Abhimanyu Ishwaran.
No, it's not about Rohit and Virat. Once Rohit and Virat
But
aren't
the
playing,
debate is
nobody
that-
else
which is
will
why
also.
I mentioned it was a very notional point that you're going to increase the standard of domestic cricket. It was a very notional thing. Because
No, but that makes a difference in that. Let me quote Sunil Chhetri over here. Sunil Chhetri, while he was here on one of our platforms, he suggested one thing. You bring a Bayern Munich, you drop Bayern Munich here on Indian shores, and you will see after 3 years they won't be able to compete in the Bundesliga, let alone the Champions League. Why? Because your surroundings do determine whether how good you're able to perform, how well you're able to perform. So that I think is a valid argument.
Yeah, but Harshit, that is so where Indian cricket has reached now. No, you don't need that's what I'm trying to say. You don't need a Virat and Rohit to be playing there. The standard of cricket has been elevated. But what that means is that the talent or the kind of competition wherever has percolated down so much at every level that you are, for example, if you take a football example, if you go to a German second tier or third tier, the standard of that is much higher than anywhere else. That does not mean that you will have to have a Muller or whatever to come and play at tier 2, tier 3. Doesn't. Just the country standard in that sense has been elevated. If today, forget that, if today you go and see district level cricket as well, look at it from 10 years ago, and that district level, none of these guys, the kind of competition, the kind of cricketers that you're having is also increased. Even, by the way, you may agree, kids who go and do IPL camps, who've never played, go spend camps, do that, come back, they also elevate the thing. So where Indian cricket has gone right now, it will
but
not.
Sir, all these
I have two things to say there.
Cricket now, because now it's not. I'm not talking about just Rohit and Virat.
but-
It's about you're saying that everyone should be given that chance to choose.
No, I
pick and choose.
repeat, Shashwat, I repeat. I said for all format players, how many players are fixed in India's team who are playing all formats?
Shubman Gill.
Shubman Gill, Virat, not
Virat and Rohit anymore.
Not T20s, but just Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant to an extent.
How many? So then how many players do you need to? And maybe some of your fast bowlers. How many are there that you need
Siraj.
to look at? By the way, there's another thing, and which is important. You keep talking about and no red ball and this and you should play and whatever, and which is also wrong. You did not pick a lot of those cricketers because they're not playing red ball, they're not playing Ranji Trophy. So you drop them from ODI and T20s. But why is there a compulsion he has to be playing red ball cricket? And for him to play red ball cricket only, then he'll come into white ball cricket. Why can he not decide he doesn't want to be there are many cricketers who do not want to be red ball cricketers. But in your head, they have to be playing. They do not want to.
Then they,
No,
they should
but
not
that
be.
is-
Then they should state like Hardik Pandya said. Then they have
There are,
decided
no,
they do not want to.
there are players who've said it that they do not want to be. They do not want to be selected.
No, but
they do
now-
not want to be selected and in playing red ball. There are a lot of them who are happy just playing white ball cricket. They do not want to be playing red
Hardik
ball.
Pandya was
Whether
gutsy.
you may agree with it, I may agree with it, we may dislike it, we could be purists, but that's the truth.
But sir, you said that only players who all format players should have the leeway
Pick and
to pick and
choose.
choose.
Yeah.
So now, if a KL Rahul decides not to play this Duleep Trophy, are you going to do the same thing? What you did with Ishan and Shreyas, are you going to drop him?
I said at the start of the debate, that what you did to Ishan and Shreyas was
also
wrong for me.
That was the.
You are talking about double standard or something. That's not the stance I'm taking. For me, even that was wrong. You should not be
KL
doing.
Rahul,
My point
example,
is,
KL Rahul should not have the should not be picking and choosing. Na then
no. I just
he's not an all format.
everyone should be in that sense. I said that the fact that Shreyas Iyer did not. Why? See, Shreyas Iyer was dropped because of Test match cricket, right? Heart of heart, and I, it's not that I've had a conversation with him, but maybe sitting on the outside, you have a feeling that they don't want to play red ball cricket. But you penalized him for not playing, by not including him in white ball, which is wrong for me.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to play.
Mixing
Why
formats.
But he also got penalized for that whole facade of injury and all that also.
for red ball cricket.
Yes,
but
yes.
maybe he doesn't want to play.
Yeah.
Is my point.
Like
But
Shikhar
again-
Dhawan did not want to play after.
Yeah, so this let it be. Just let it be. If he doesn't want to, do not consider that person. We will, and also which is where I kind of disagree with everyone should be playing all format. They should not be different team. I think the future of cricket will be specific format players.
Yeah.
They will very seldom be players will be, because see, the sport keeps evolving, sport keeps getting better, skills will, you have seen even with the greatest player like a Virat Kohli, he was finding it tough to have the skill, or he was such a good batter, he could find ways to be successful in all formats, but somewhere certain skills in certain formats will be compromised.
Yeah.
Because they are so far apart. T20 and Tests are so far apart, and approach, batting style, technique are so far apart that it is going to be impossible for one human to have all of that and be in top. So he could be top in certain formats, which will help him struggle. So if you're going to have supposing you will have to have the temperament and the technique to succeed in red ball cricket, that will take away your ability to be experimental and attacking in T20 to an extent. Of course, a great player will still be successful, but he may not be the most outstanding team. Similarly, an outstanding T20 player who will find all this may then lack the temperament, the mentality, or the technique then to be there. He may also still find a way to keep getting, but so what will you have to do as a cricket nation? If I'm the guy who's in charge, I'll say, no boss, why do I compromise? Just because he's a test match great and he can do very good in T20s, no problem. I'll treat him as a great in test ball, but I also need greats in T20s. And I'll let me aim at getting not 1 or 2, but 11 greats in T20, 11 greats in, and especially if you have talent size like in India. So future will be that. Future will. Why is it that we used to have a debate about a Virat in T20s or so on and so forth? I mean, overall, he's arguably the greatest player that you have. But you reached a stage. So you will have to allow players pick and choose the format. Don't have that one set thing कि नहीं भाई रणजी ट्रॉफी खेलना ही खेलना है, दुलीप ट्रॉफी खेलना ही खेलना है. ठीक है, उसको वो फॉर्मेट ही नहीं खेलना है.
I just want to be little clear again once. I'll just ask it again. That if an example, if a player is just playing red ball cricket, he's just in, or maybe even ODI, not an all three format player, playing two formats of the game. If he decides not to play domestic cricket in red ball, will you still consider him for the international side, for the India side?
Yes, I would. If he's good enough, I will. See why? Because my aim is to have the best Indian test team on the pitch. If there is a player, as I said, hypothetically, give me like if I'm the football manager and there is a Lionel Messi in my team and he says that I will not play the warm-up matches this season, which are important for my team. Everyone is playing. He says I don't. But come the tournament, big games I want to play. If I'm the manager, my choice. Do I follow the diktat? Ki rule to rule hai bhai. You did not play, so I'll play without you. Or I'll say no, boss, you will play. I will play. If I want to win, I want to feel my best team, I will make him play.
If that's the case, then
that's my approach. It could be wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Then things like what happened.
See, also overall, why I tell you why I have that. Overall, no, we have to look at players as humans. We forget that. We sit from the outside. We expect a lot. We forget that they're humans, and especially humans performing under very high stressful circumstances where there's a lot of scrutiny. My aim is to, it's like, I remember I chatted with Yuvraj Singh. It's a different example, but kind of, he said, if I had asked him if you'd be coach, what would you do? He said, if I'd be coach now, I'll treat different players differently. And he spoke about in context of discipline, where he said that if there is a player who likes to party all night, I'd go and party with him. But there's a player who likes to, sleep early and wants to have a chat at 8 o'clock. I'll go to his room and have a chat at 8 and, tuck him into bed as well. All I'm saying is different. Similarly for these players, if flogging them like this and making them continue to play like that is taking stress or adding stress to them, whether it's on a domestic front, whether it's at a family front, whether it's their downtime, whether it's a performance time, if it is detrimental to my team doing the best, I will look at it. If everything had to be written in stone, like rule hai ki 4 domestic matches tick, tick, now I'll say, then you don't need humans, you don't need selectors, you need what Pakistan is doing. AI में क्या करना है, सबका डेटा डालना है, इसने कितने डोमेस्टिक खेले, इसने 5 ले लिए, इसने इतने खेले, डन. इसने कम खेले हैं, he is out. He cannot be selected. No matter how good a player he is, he has not met my expectations. Out. Then do that. We keep humans, we do all of this to ensure that the best team can be put and where we can bring our decision making at that moment. And as I said, I'm not doing double standard. I started off by saying that what you did to Shreyas and Ishan Kishan was also wrong. Exactly. If you needed to punish them for anything that they did, you could have said that, okay, we're not considering you for whatever, 2 series. We're not considering you. But this diktat, no, go back, play domestic cricket, I will see you. Oh, you did not go. Where are you? You are in Baroda doing net practice.
Then this should be the mindset. Then you should not be around already for Shami is also, Mohammad Shami is also coming, that he'll first play domestic, then play for India.
No, see, I tell you, that
was from an injury.
That I understand the logic. It's not so much to elevate domestic or ensure that is basically okay, because sometimes what happens, especially with bowlers, you come in straight up, you pass the test, but first match only once again you pull.
We saw it with Bumrah.
This will
Bumrah 2 years back.
Don't you think
Jaddu before BGT
eventually just finish?
Like KL, if you remember, KL, if you remember, did not even play practice matches. Correct. But then he organized 2 match simulations. Which happened in NCA. Just to see what if he, during a match has.
But don't you think that this will eventually sort of just fade away the greatness India has in Test cricket? Because if everyone will not give that much importance to domestic red ball cricket in specific. Then every city has their leagues. They'll play their league. They'll get into the IPL. From there, they'll play white ball for India.
Well, you can't blame the players now. You have to blame the leagues. Because they
Why
are
the league?
mushrooming.
No. Then the BCCI is to be blamed,
No,
na?
why?
Yeah, because they are picking people from
Okay,
on the basis of the league.
if you don't organize a league in your city, then you'll say, oh, the BCCI is creating a bias.
No,
See,
that's not the BCCI's job, na? That's the state associations.
That the state
job.
association has to be privy to the BCCI
That's the
development
harsh
system.
reality of change. I agree with you. It will be sad, but how do you fight time? It's like this. When we were young, you went on a trip, and on the way, what did you look forward to? That I will stop at a dhaba and eat a paratha. Okay, as a kid, because that was your own option. Now, when kids they want to stop at a McDonald's or a KFC. Or whatever,
Fast food.
you feel bad that what is this? Yeah, our culture is gone. That whole fun of eating paratha and dahi is gone with the youngsters.
It's still
They
the
don't
same.
want to.
Feels the
Arre,
same. Yeah,
but
I'm
I'm just saying,
Very few
it is
niche.
sad,
Yeah.
but it is the part of reality. Maybe there will still be some who will still cherish that, but the numbers are dwindling, right?
Yeah.
There is an increase, so that's the reality. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that is where.
And if you force your kids to have, then there is a conflict.
I
That's
am
what the
myself advocate
BCCI.
of BCCI.
Then they will not eat.
Then they'll not eat. Simple. They'll go my way or the highway.
Andolan, hunger strike.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So the problem is this.
Tantrums, temper
It's
tantrums. will
fast
happen.
food versus your traditional.
Exactly.
Like gone are those days where you used to
But again,
ghar ka dal chawal khana
base
hai.
is that only,
That generation is going, boss.
But sir,
They only want
fast food,
pasta
but
and
you cannot
pizza.
survive on fast food, na?
I agree, but that's the
Eventually, the fast food will also end, na? Then
They
you have
will-
nothing to hang
no.
on
So,
to.
but though I did not give fast food like in that sense. If you look at Western food, not every food is fast food also.
Yeah.
But they're gravitating towards that.
Then eventually, when you won't even have that base, you have nothing to hang on
I
to.
agree.
तब
No,
बहुत late
then it's-
होगा.
I'm not justifying it.
Yeah.
I find it as an old school guy, I find it wrong. By the way, just because I'm saying that's a reality does not mean that I do not like Test cricket. I still feel
Yeah.
the skill at Test cricket are the toughest, and anyone who succeeds at Test cricket has my salute and the highest
So,
respect.
See-
successful test player can be good in all three formats.
Yes.
If successful T20, I cannot be good in
That you don't know. See, for example,
No,
Josh-
I don't agree to the former also.
Why?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean if you're a great test cricketer, you'll
No.
make a great T20
It's
player.
not.
No.
It's not a compulsion.
Puji.
It's not. It's not. But
So many of them.
but a good quality player would be good all across all
No,
formats.
now again,
See, I had
talked about Virat Kohli. No,
Virat himself says that T20 my white ball shots are just extensions of red ball shots.
there are things that get said a lot of times, but
He also
clearly
said
even a
that
Virat
IPL
Kohli,
is
you
not
look at his
bad.
dismissals through the course of the of your World Cup winning campaign, this series before that, those are the most uncharacteristic Virat Kohli dismissals in his entire
That he
T20
told him,
career.
I am playing like this because we have an impact player. That's what he said.
I'm saying international cricket.
Okay.
not IPL. See, Josh Butler 6 years ago had spoken to me when he said that it came in the heat of the country versus club debate. He said, you need not have the arrogance. You should not have an arrogance to play all three formats because cricket is changing.
It is. And that's why I'm saying future, not now, in 15, 20, 30, 40 years will become specialist players because
Yeah.
each format will become so skillful because everything improved that it will be very tough for one player to be good at
In all
everything.
three.
Yeah,
I just
very
hope Test
tough.
cricket is.
It
And
will-
especially,
it will
especially
become-
T20 tests because they are extreme.
both of
There could be possible a T20 player may fluctuate with ODI,
ODI.
T20 and a test with ODI
I-
test.
I'll just add-
stays, na?
I-
Why
no, no,
why
see,
would anyone
I'll
want
just
to be 10 test
cricket will become casually scaled.
Cash.
And why would anyone want to play test
Because no,
cricket
no,
then?
I'll tell you, Test and T20I will survive. ODIs will have a problem.
Yeah.
Because Test in everybody is not paying just mere lip service to it. India itself is leading here. They are more
ODI
passionate about
cricket,
Test than
ODI cricket is facing the middle child syndrome.
Yes.
No? Not getting enough attention.
Yeah. And there it will be World Cup to World Cup. I don't think you'll have bilaterals anymore after 2027 if you look at it. So that's the way cricket's going to be, my friend. So
सवाल दे देंगे आप प्लीज
Okay. Oops.
They won't get a strike for this. It's our content.
Yeah. ODI will be mixed. So now. Okay, Danush is like saying.
Saransh, yeah,
Saransh is
Unlike
a little
you.
rusty today.
unlike you, we do not have spectacles to be seeing such.
Yeah, okay, so Danush is saying at this point, oops, okay. different rule, bigger people, same in every industry.
This is on a lighter note. This is also a specialist problem. See, television to digital, different specializations. So Saransh is rusty today.
Very rusty. That's why he cannot master both. Yes.
Rakesh Bhushan is saying,
No, but first, Dhanushka, you have not addressed it.
different rule, bigger people, same in every industry, which is I think true. Which is
You think?
yeah.
But that's also true, right? I mean,
Exceptionalism is there everywhere.
and everyone goes through that
Exactly.
cycle. There would have been a time where Virat and Rohit also had to. Rohit, quite honestly, a lot of times was unfairly dealt with in terms of as a youngster, where he would bat, where things. So now he's.
See, even now,
It's in like school. When you're junior, you have to do everything.
Yeah.
And even says
He himself said it.
Yeah, when I was a young kid,
I started at number 7 and
now even the
he was
young
a off-spinning all-rounder, if you look at it.
He has a hat trick.
and a good one at that.
Very good. Two hat-tricks.
yeah, two.
And if you look at it, he's played more first-class games than test matches.
Yes. 61-59.
61-59.
Because
he started late also. No? That's in test
Test
cricket. Yeah.
cricket,
Rakesh Bhushan Singh, lot of hula baloo and no Indian stars are playing in domestic. Nikhil is wrong on workload ability of playing spin. Needs to improve. Playing 10 internationals without moving feet and then you rest. How will you improve then?
But again, there is the problem of not being able to do well against Spain is not directly related to not playing domestic cricket. It's also your focus on white ball cricket, which has taken away the skill. So that is that. And by the way, it is, as I said, it is up to the players to decide. I have for not once said that if there is a player who thinks he needs to work on that way, he'll do. But what does the player see? Again, you and I can sit from the outside and decide what is the player doing when they have time to work on a certain area that they're not doing well. Do they go and play a club match? They can play. They don't. They do throwdowns and they work with batting consultants who tell them what to do. So that's, I mean, you can argue that you know better than them as to how to fix that problem, and which may be true, who knows. But at the moment they're choosing that. But I'm also not saying that if they think there is a certain way of improving, they should do it. But all I said is that you cannot flog a horse. You cannot expect them. You cannot put diktats. This has to be done. If a player is not doing well, I'm just, again, hypothetically, let's look at a player like Virat Kohli who's so competitive. Forget even about the fear of not being selected. You're saying that he's established. You think that he can sleep well going through a series of not getting runs? No. He can't, right?
He can't.
So there is no way that he's not going to try and find a way where that's how competitive he is to be getting runs. If he's not playing well against Spain, I'm sure he's thinking of solutions. His solution to that is different to what we think should be the way he fixes up. Maybe we are right, who knows? Maybe you are right, maybe he's wrong, or maybe he's right, we don't know. But he has the option of going and playing that. He has the option of playing even club matches. I know certain cricketers have done that, but certain haven't. They decide what they have to do.
Yep. Shaky vlogger from the UK is saying, forgot player, even India coach selected from IPL.
Forget
the player, yeah. Forget player, even India coach
one
selected
time
from
read
IPL.
it in your mind, then so
Forget player, even India coach selected from IPL
An
is...
Indian coach is also doing the same.
Yeah, he's talking about the fact that where does the coach come from all the reputation he got in the IPL.
And then now
Not like he was managing Dilip
First
Trophy
he didn't
teams.
use Rinku Singh properly in his own franchise. Now in Indian team also he's doing the same. It's true.
But Dilip Trophy he didn't select, na?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, in Dilip also he's not there. Poor chap.
The test though is even dur ki baat, na?
He has great numbers in test. Rinku Singh, he's not just a
I agree,
basher.
I know
54
that. But he
People have
himself
made
is saying, I saw his interview.
What else will he say?
He himself said, no, my form in
He said I
red
played
ball is
less. He said I played less. But why did he play less? Because he was with the Indian team. He was in South Africa also. He was with the India A side. Then he cannot be present in both places, na?
दोनों जगह पे रहना यार. Any other comments?
Because there are many more.
Many more. Yep. Sarat Chandra,
AS is saying
my fan.
Surya will come back in tests and ODIs.
Question mark. Not in tests, not in ODIs.
Yes, he has put
No,
a
but
question
Surya
mark.
himself has said that he wants to. I mean, this is fine. If he wants to, he can work hard and come back.
Yeah.
If he gets run in
No,
Duleep
but it
Trophy-
shouldn't be like this, na, that he's doing well in other formats, not in Duleep Trophy, and you get him back in.
But then just
No, it should not be. I agree.
Yeah, it should not
But what
be,
if he
but that
gets,
is what.
if he does well in Duleep Trophy and then?
No,
Then
that,
Sarfaraz, he has also done well for India. Then will you consider what he has done in the Duleep Trophy or what he has done for India?
Obviously, that's a different debate. We will have many dugouts.
See,
You're
now-
picking the test team now.
see now
For that
luckily
first, let him do
Ranji,
well in Duleep Trophy. Then we will sit and do the dugout. Who should play in the 11?
luckily the Ranji is in phases this time. So if Surya does well before the BGT, the Ranji season, if it begins, who
Will
knows?
go to BGT also now.
Who knows? Who knows? We don't know, yaar. We really don't know. Sarat Chandra saying, Nikhil sir, I think this break will be the key and last for Rohit, Virat, Bumrah. NZ, Bangladesh, BGT, England ODIs, CT25, IPL, WTC final, England test till August 25.
Exactly.
No break in between.
That's why I was when I was telling Harsh, take everything relaxing now. It's like T20 World Cup happened, then Olympics happened. Now there's an extended easy time.
but-
What should I say? No. Have to do
With
something.
Virat, Rohit will play.
6 days a week from tomorrow. Siddharth, we cannot have this. Too long a break. We are
Too long a break, I
Too relaxing too much.
We are walking into the trap.
Then our 6 days. Why are we going through this?
But Virat-
We've had enough. There has been 2 weeks of.
But 2-3 years continuously we have been.
So then
having
we
this
also have to see that as soon as now
Yeah.
action starts from BGT onwards, then Champions Trophy again, IPL, then WTC final again.
No, but Virat and Rohit, it's confirmed na, that they're playing the Bangladesh Test series.
We don't know.
You don't know.
No, the rest is going to be an extended one.
We don't
be.
know.
I
With
would
WTC on the line, of course, they'll be playing.
Yeah. Priyanshu is also repeating the same thing. If they played, that's good. But from 19th September to 4th August 2025, there's no break. 5 home tests, BGT, CT, IPL, WTC, 5 tests against England. Also,
England
one match won't help in anything. Either play 3-4 matches.
I agree. Too
Yeah.
much here. Some all format players want to rest, or players, especially, who've gone past their prime in terms of physical fitness.
Yeah.
They want
Anyway,
to-
Still a
see,
week left. Maybe more.
see
players.
anyway, after
Ash
the
Cricket is saying, why you guys have not put Bumrah jersey instead of Gill? Just shows the mindset. I mean, I cannot for the life of me. People scrutinize things so much.
I know.
We actually
That's not
didn't
Just
even.
wondering who all are visible in the background.
My point is,
But we
Bumrah
balance out.
here,
See,
yeah.
there is nobody.
There is Jasprit Bumrah
the
there.
point is that they overthink that things that we don't even put thought to.
There
was no reason.
so there's just
nothing.
bowlers in the background.
It
here.
wasn't as if there was a meeting, we decided what t-shirt. I said no bowlers. I do not want bowlers. Only batters will come. There's nothing.
No,
like
we'll
that.
get
3
one
jerseys
bowler
that we
also
got,
now.
they were put. It's as simple as that. Don't use too much.
Sir, Virat is a medium pacer here. Wrong footed action. He's
Rohit off
Yeah,
spinner.
Rohit also
spinner.
a spinner.
Gill leg spinner, no?
No.
But he's saying Bumrah is a legend. So
Bumrah is
Of
right
course he
there.
is.
We have him. We didn't ignore.
We have Ash Anna also.
Ash Anna to.
okay, future IIT and what is he saying? Well, all the best to you
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
become a IIT whenever you do.
I know.
But I like the.
Virat will be the last batsman to score 25k plus runs in internationals
Very good
and
point.
70 plus centuries. He will also be the last Indian batter to score 10k plus test runs.
You know why? Because as I said, when you'll have specialized batters, you will have that. That all format batter, because the competition will get tougher and tougher. See,
correct.
maybe Sachin and all did. If you were good in one format, and he was of course ahead of his time, but there wasn't too much competition in specific cricketers who were better.
Yeah.
But it will happen now. You will start seeing that within another 5-10 years, that you will have such specialist T20 batters who will just have that role. 15 balls.
It's already started, when you see players like Fraser McGurk and all with those backlifts.
And also,
see, clearly, I don't think he is there for test cricket.
But
But
they
all
should-
that stroke
It will
play, the
happen.
way that he is taking his stance. And neither can somebody so classical and pure in their stance then play T20 cricket.
That player can play. That's what I feel.
No, you will not. It's become very
No, but-
specified. I'm telling you,
Even I don't think
that is gone. that
But then they should also come out and
They
agree to
will
that fact
become-
that we don't want to. They just not give that textbook.
But
answer
nobody is
that.
going to set out a print
nobody,
release.
Nobody
Nobody-
says that. I'm saying you will eventually see it.
Yeah.
That skill, will be very like what Sky and all are doing in
Yeah,
T20 or the way.
specialized.
That will become even elevated. That kind of strokes, those unorthodox, playing like that, going for it. Nobody wants you to. Actually, the role will be do not be there more than like quite baseball like. 15 balls se zyada hai nahi time. Boss, quickly do the thing and come.
Probably
No
it was the
time of
last.
building.
Probably it was the last 15 international cricket also in a T20 World Cup, which had 31 balls without a boundary.
Yeah.
You will not.
Yeah, you won't see those things now.
It will become very different.
Olympics,
Too
you will see
extreme.
that again.
No.
See, the thing is, look, as far as we are concerned, the 200 test mark, no one's ever breaching that.
Joey?
No, I don't think so.
Very far.
144.
Murli's 800 is not also beginning.
800 though.
No, 800 to yeah. No, you never.
No. Who's? No one's near here. No one.
Yeah, Jimmy was there, but
Jimmy's gone.
Saransh is highlighting that Priyanshu comment कि जल्दी से वो करो. He's saying eat your vegetables. बहुत देर हो गई है. Saniva's basically be done with it. One final comment we'll take. Sarat Chandra is saying, please give Shreyas lifetime position for the sake of Shashwat. And
No, it's not about that. I personally see, if everyone thinks that I'm a very big Shreyas fan, I would honestly would want Rinku in place of Shreyas also, if just to make Rinku in that side, because I feel he is more deserving, even than a Shreyas.
But you like Shreyas.
Yeah, I like him, but I like him as a leadership, in a leadership quality more.
Lovely.
On that note, thank you very much. Could not take all your comments, but thank you for everyone who joined us this evening. Take care. Bye bye. Good night. Shubhratri. Shabba khair. Nandri.
Vanakkam. Eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble you on that.
Bye bye.